Hey, everybody, welcome to Press Play Radio, and I am the Don. I got Tina with me, the CEO of Press Play. We're going to get all these nice little shirts here. We got Will here. Will, bass player, backing vocals of Collective Soul, the band we all love. How you doing, Will?
Hey, good, man. How y'all?
Great. Out on tour. You're in the thick of it right now. What city are you in right now?
Good question.
It's like Spinal Tap, right? Hello, Cleveland. Hello, Cleveland.
We're in Houston. I did seriously ask somebody what day it was, though, but that's just the way it is out here.
I believe it. What's that, Tina?
But you're having fun, right?
Yeah, we have fun. We love playing music on stage together. We're definitely in that. Well, you know what? Things are different too. It's 31 years obviously now. When we were younger, the energy level was much higher. I swear we would go play 18 holes of golf, play the rock show, stay up all night, and we could wake up and do it again the next day. I swear to God we could. And
so
now
so what does it look like
different.
now?
Sleep and be lazy up until about an hour and a half before the show.
And then after sleep,
We stay up and have fun. We do a lot of the same things that we always have. We laugh at a lot of the same things. We do a lot of the same stuff. We were playing shuffleboard at the bar last night. Yeah, those things we've been doing for decades.
Good.
You gotta love shuffleboard.
I think that's the best overall bar game. I think.
Wait a minute,
it really is.
Shuffleboard in your youth?
What's that, Tina?
Did you play shuffleboard in your youth?
No, I'm talking about the little one, not the old folks home.
Yeah.
And the old folks home is called shuffleboard too. I don't know what I'm talking about. The one that's in the bar that has the little sand and the little disc. You know what I'm talking about.
The old folks home.
The old folks home with the stick. No, not that. We weren't playing that. No.
Well,
guarantee if we had drinks though, and we started some competition up, we'd have fun playing that game though. I'm sure.
Oh, drunk shuffleboard's got to be awesome.
No problem.
It just has to. Like, you knock each over the head with those little shuffle sticks. So I wanted to say, we're going to get into I want to talk about the documentary, which is, amazing. But I wanted to ask you specifically, the band started, the first time I ever saw a songwriting credit with your name on it wasn't until the 2009 album, Rabbit, or Collective Soul. Did you ever before that want it, or are you just like leaving it up to Ed the whole time? Like, this is Ed and Ed's the writer. Ever present songs or collaborate on ideas where before
we've collaborated over the years, and there's definitely been some publishing here and there. As far as songwriting, man, that dude's so prolific with his lyrics and his melodies. Yeah, man, we have a thing that turns it into a Collective Soul song, but I mean, if I were to sit down with Ed right now, I guarantee he's got 12 decent ideas right now for songs.
He never has writers.
Not thus far.
All right, so the documentary, one of the things that really, first of all, I got to call out how seeing Dolly Parton in there and her saying that Collective Soul is one of her favorite bands. When you learned that had to knock you out a little bit, right?
Yeah, that was a big deal for all of us. And that same version of Sean was just featured on Righteous Gemstones about a year and a half ago. So it's crazy how when the strength of a song is that of something like Sean, how it keeps going and it affects and gets in so many different areas. But yeah, even when she recorded that song, and she recorded it with Nickel Creek, but she recorded it because she wanted to record it. Nobody told her this would be a good idea business-wise.
Wow.
Dolly does what she wants to do.
Yeah.
But she recorded that song because she wanted to do a version of Sean. And apparently it was her and her husband's one of their favorite songs ever.
Wow. I mean, that's just wild when a legend, you write a song, Ed writes that in his basement, right? Isn't that how it started? And
I mean, he had that one around for a while.
Yeah, and then here you got Dolly Parton, an iconic legend, has it as one of her favorite all-time songs. That's just, I'd be pinching myself every day. Like, she actually does.
Well, you said he's had it around for a while. What happened that it actually made it to the album? Do you guys get to vote?
The first record was never really a band sitting down and doing a record. And it's kind of, the reason why it's called Hints and Allegations and Things Left Unsaid. It was a collection of songs over probably at least a 2-year period. Yeah, I mean, Ed just said it was just something that he had around as far as an idea for that song in his head. He remembered playing it for Dean, and Dean wasn't even in the band at that point, nor was I. But he played it for Dean, and at some point, him and Dean, I guess something Dean said inspired Ed to go ahead and record it. And then, yeah, pretty much
Wow.
Ed, almost all Ed by himself on that whole song with Sean.
Incredible. What was it like, that experience at the Elvis estate?
Oh, that was fun, man. We had a friend of a friend who had bought it, had started investing in Palm Springs real estate, and he basically bought it on the courthouse steps. I mean, I'm probably 15 years ago, if I had to guess, when the real estate market, especially Palm Springs, wasn't the hottest. And now Palm Springs has totally flipped around again, and now it's one of the coolest spots around. But it was literally a time capsule, man. It had been left just like Elvis had left it.
Wow.
I think Palm
In
Springs
this,
left just like Elvis left it. I mean, I feel like
yeah,
that when you're driving around Palm Springs. I've literally watched like people out walking around dressed in 50s garb. And
yeah,
it's
no, it's a thing.
crazy.
No, it's a thing that they're proud of, and they don't want to let go of that. And that's what kind of makes it cool in a way. But yeah, we lived there for a month, and the whole little main street there in Palm Springs, restaurants, clothing stores, bars.
Art galleries.
Within about 10 days, everybody knew the Collective Soul was there recording a record because we were, I don't know, if you get like 3 or 4 of us in a group, everybody kind of like, even in today's world, everybody starts turning their head. They're like, what band is that? You know,
They're over there playing shuffleboard.
what band is that? They know we're in a band. Like, y'all are in a band, right?
We're Hanson. Let me ask you, Will. Obviously every band has the moment of. I want to ask you this: for yourself, when did you realize that you were part of something big? The first moment where you're like, "Hey, look, Ma, look what I'm doing now." Do you remember that first moment you had?
No, not really. There was certain milestones. The end of '94. By the time we're playing Woodstock, and there's 350, 400,000 people there. Man, we just kept we had our nose to the grind, so to speak. Coming from my father's studio, we never had this mentality of look what we did, look how cool we are, we made
Right.
it, or never thought that for one moment, man.
Look at us. Yeah.
It was always about what's next.
Oh, trust me, dads will keep you in line anyway. They'll go like,
How
"Oh,
can
what do
we
you
be
think you are?"
better? We all grew up together too, so it wasn't like we were a bunch of individuals that came together. We all grew up together, knew we had something different as a band. Didn't really know necessarily how to get there or what to do with it, but took us a while. And then you look back and you're like, oh yeah, nobody sounds like Collective Soul, and that was kind of part of our thing. Is we all knew if we got together and did our best that we just thought that some people would want to hear what we had to say. So we never thought, look, we've made it, or look, Mom, shouldn't you be proud of me? 31 years later, I swear to God, we're still thinking about the next thing.
Right, for sure. I'm going to take you back just a little bit. I've read that you were born in Fairbanks. Then obviously you grew up in Georgia, is what it kind of sounds like to me. So were you an Army brat? Dad in the Army, or yeah, is that what that was?
I wouldn't say I was a brat because my dad made it as quick as possible during the Vietnam era.
Yeah.
So he had auditioned for the Army band. He was failing out of college. And if you go and sign and try to register or make a spot, then you have a little more say. So before he got his grades, he actually auditioned for the Army band and got a spot as a drummer in the Army band. Otherwise, he would have got his grades and probably been sent to the front lines. Yeah.
So you grew up with music then?
Music was always around me. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Every instrument, and bands. The studio was a real big deal because I literally, being real young, I was fans of like bluegrass bands, country bands, R&B bands, of course, rock and roll bands. But there was a lot of different music around me too. It wasn't just one style of music. So
Right.
That's super cool.
Love
And
that
so,
diversity.
and coming back into like away from your teen years into your adult life, before you became Collective Soul, was there a job that you did before you were Collective Soul and could quit your day job?
yeah, I was a teacher. I was in music school. I had about
Really?
25 private students. I was writing charts for high schools. I was writing drumline charts and entire marching band charts.
Wow.
So it was always part of me. Piano was my first instrument, and everything kind of springs off that. And I had every instrument around me, so I know how to play a lot of stuff.
You know how to play live. Which brings me, okay, so we have this game called Song Story, right? Which is basically, you can buy this on our website, pressplay.me, where you can get all this cool gear too. Sorry, a little shameless plug there. But I want to ask you, and I ask a lot of the artists that we meet up with, do you remember the first concert you ever attended?
Oh yeah.
Who was it?
I mean, I would have seen my dad. My dad snuck me into a couple of 21 and up places every now and then if my mom was around and we were staying nearby, and I would peek an eye at the stage and from a club basically in the 80s. But no, the first real band I saw in an arena setting was U2 Joshua Tree tour.
Wow. There's a good one.
Yeah, I was 10th grade and I walked in that arena and I was like, wow, okay, this might be the coolest thing. And that's with all the lights on and I just saw the stage and the gear and all the lights were on in the arena. And I just remember walking in going, yeah.
I want to do this someday.
This is cool.
Yeah.
And then one day he's on a stage looking out at the crowd from that position. So that's amazing. By the way, I saw you guys years ago because I'm in Tampa. It was at USF with Vertical Horizon.
Oh, right.
And I've had them on too. It's just your style, the music, it's still, you always stay true to who you are. I think that's the beautiful thing about Collective Soul is you never try to be like where U2 would get experimental. And now I will say this, that was one band, and maybe you'll agree with me. You know, there came Joshua Tree and you're like, oh my God, and everything before that. And then they came out with
Achtung
Baby, and I just remember going, what is this? Then Zeropa. I went, what are they doing? Yet, over time, I grew to love both those albums. Isn't that funny? At first, I couldn't get it. Your band never went that far crazy experimental. From what I can tell, I've listened to your albums. It's never really done that.
We have a broad range of sounds, and it's hard for people to pigeonhole us.
Right.
But
that's it.
But we kind of still just approach it per the song. I feel like on the last record, we did do one thing we've never done before, and we were kind of like a big band, a little bit like Brian Setzer on
some swing music. Yeah,
we got to swing on I can't remember Matter of Fact. So I feel like that was the first time we got to swing, and me and Johnny, Johnny Rab, were kind of excited because we're going to try to swing, and we're not a swing band, but again, you know, Johnny went to Berkeley, and we're all influenced by all kinds of styles of music. So we did a rock version of a swing band, maybe a little Brian Setzer. Yeah,
I love that.
You know, often Brian Setzer comes up in our
I know, right?
Isn't that odd?
Well, and it wasn't just the Stray Cats, right? It was his orchestra is amazing.
Fantastic.
I want to ask you, Will, since I have you, we're talking about successes, but what do you say is the biggest failure you learned from?
Biggest failure
that you learned from? You know, sometimes failures can make you want to quit. Perseverance is also part of this documentary, but you personally, as far as the music goes, I don't want to get into personal life, just music wise, what do you think the biggest failure was you've had that you learned from?
God, I don't really know. I mean, I'd have to go back to when I was pretty young, and I think I remember the All-State auditions when I was in 10th grade, and that would be the youngest you could make the high school. And I think it can be a big catalyst for a lot of musicians when somebody tells you you're not good enough. And I've had friends and students and friends, younger friends or children go through some of this too. It's never, that's a never ending thing too, right? There's always somebody better. There's always going to tell you, someone's always going to say, okay, that's fine, but that's not good enough. But yeah, I think that 10th grade audition was probably a pretty big deal for me because I could tell I wasn't ready and I wasn't good enough. And then the very next year in junior year, I made All-State and was, actually, they told me I was the highest scores in the state the very next year. So and then my senior year, I did not have the highest scores in the state, but I did make All-State because I didn't practice quite as much as I did the junior year. But that's when I made it.
Was that in drumming?
That was it would have been a percussion audition.
We had a similar story from Kenny Aronoff when he was trying out for college, and he was all that, and they were like, nope.
And that's Kenny Aronoff, right?
Yeah.
Holy smokes. Yeah. So, and I love that because I think that's the part of failure is you have to experience, I think, to either become better or test your I don't want to say test your will because that kind of sounds like a pun, right? But test your
you test your will.
will. You tested your will. But so I thank you for answering that because that's a big one. So when you watched the documentary back, Will, what stood out to you? You know, when you watched it and presented it, what stood out to you that you didn't maybe when it was being recorded that was like, wow, like it brought back a memory?
Yeah, some of the stories and hearing, slightly different versions. We all meet, especially between me, Dean, and Ed. We know that we remember things slightly differently, and we're not sure who remembers it correctly. We can argue about that, but for me, I was the most thing I was just kind of like proud of, and was just the way the vibe was. Joseph, the director, was really good at being fly on the wall and not really giving us a whole lot of direction with where it was going to go. So when we saw the first version, I was really happy with the flow of being able to feel like you're following a band in real time, recording like a band and acting like a band, and then we were able to kind of smoothly transition into a little bit of a storyline of the documentary of the band without being a history lesson or a straight chronological story thing. I was happy the way he was able to tell the story. And there's so many things like you can't even get it all. There's so many things we left out that we just couldn't even get it all. Yeah, I was most pleased with and happiest with.
Love that. What of the collection of songs with Collective Soul, what's the one that you remember, or maybe while you're playing it on stage now, that still gives you goosebumps when you just get this? In our show, one of the things that we love about music is the hooks and the goosebump moments. Those moments in a song that you just go, oh, like maybe it goes halftime. Like one of my favorite things is when a song goes halftime on me, and I go, oh, and it lifts you off the ground for a minute. That kind of like floating
It's
feeling.
like a drop.
Yeah, and then it drops. Oh, I love that feeling. Sometimes it's lyrics, and sometimes it's just the way the chord change happens. One chord change can do it for me. How about you with the collection of music? Let's start with Collective Soul.
Yeah, we do a really cool extended version of December. So when I see that coming up, I have a lot of fun with that. Me and Johnny and Jesse really take the solo section musically to a different level. Right now we're playing "Tremble for My Beloved," which is that's the opening track from Dosage. So we haven't played that song in probably certainly pre-COVID years, probably about 10 years since we played that song consistently. So right now, every time we play that song, that's got a lot of energy. And talking about U2, I mean, that's that bass line that can't be more Adam Clayton Jr. Or Adam Clayton. That can't be more Adam Clayton. That "Tremble for My Beloved" bass line. So you can kind of hear a direct influence there too with U2 on that song.
Let's talk U2 right now. Of all the U2 collection, what's your favorite hook in a U2 song? About all the songs, like when you know it's coming. I could tell you, I'll go with me. One of my favorite moments is Two Hearts Beat as One, or is it New Year's Day, where he goes, and maybe the time is right, oh, maybe tonight. That song, you know what I'm talking about?
I'll be with you again.
Yes. That's New Year's Day, isn't it? Yeah.
With you.
That hook where it goes bang, and then Edge is going. Oh God, goosebumps! So
yeah, I would have.
Do you think of one for you?
In our cover band, we covered that one, and I would have been the keyboard player playing that piano part and singing that one.
Love it. How about any of the other songs? Is there one that stood out to you hook wise?
I'll say 40 because it's almost acapella.
Oh yes, love that song.
Yeah, that kind of just stands out. It's the end of the record and the whole arena singing it with them, and it's very, very, very U2-ish moment. And then of course that melody is that's an easy one to conjure up.
Another one is from Live Aid and Bad. When Bono does that part in Bad, where oh my God, it's just I get goosebumps up and down my arm. That Live Aid performance was something else.
Yeah.
See, for me, when Bono's like his voice goes up high, like in Wild Horses when he said, "Who's gonna ride your wild?" and he goes way up, and I'm like, love it.
Love that stuff, man.
Oh, man.
We can talk about that all day long. But thank you again, Will. I love the documentary. I love your music. I'm so glad you guys keep going. Your music has gotten us through a lot that you've been a part of. And one more thing. You're out on tour with Live and Our Lady Peace. How is that?
Bands. That's two other bands. We've all known each other 30 years.
That's a lot.
What's your favorite Live song?
I mean,
I
Lakini's
Alone?
Juice is hard to beat.
Yeah. Oh, that's an awesome song.
That one's hard to beat. I mean, the whole Throwing Copper record's great. You know?
Yeah.
I Alone? My God. Goosebump City.
Yeah, man.
Well, you're out there. Let me just look real quick here. I had it pulled up, and then we'll let you go, and then we'll record our little spot at the end here. Right now, you are in Houston. You're going to be in Austin. What's that, Tina?
Go ahead. I got a question before we leave.
One more. Okay. Austin, Albuquerque, Denver, Lincoln, Ridgedale, Missouri, Albertville, Alabama, Simpsonville, South Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina, Granville, PA, and closing out in Atlantic City at a casino. They can just blow all the money they earned on tour. All right. Tina, go ahead.
Okay, just to pay it forward, because I always am interested mostly in who you are musically, not like through your music necessarily, although I do enjoy Collective Soul. I have it behind me. But what are some bands that you've been listening to recently that are new, coming on the scene, that maybe you feel need a shout out from?
Well, we're out here on tour right now with a band called Graylin. She's from California, and they're doing a great job as a band. It's a band out of Calgary called Jade Elephant that we've been kind of championing
Nice.
and getting them to play with us as much as possible. That'd be a good question for my son. He's really been schooling us. You know, there's no MTV days or anything, but Tristan, my oldest son, is playing all the piano parts and all the string parts and singing with us now. So we got 6 people on stage now. But he's been enlightening us with some really cool, good young music.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I mean, man, if I were to mention somebody, they've definitely been around over 10 years. I don't remember any of the names of the bands that are.
Hey, as long as it's not AI, as long as it's not an AI band, we're good.
Actually, Tristan, my oldest son, showed us one AI band that was pretty good. It was all right.
I know, it's sad, isn't it?
Some human has to program that in somewhere at some point, though. You know.
Right. It's like one step away from Dead Mouse. But anyway.